The revolution is now. The new day of the proper bassin man has dawned. The spirits soar, and the forests echo with laughter. The rise of the proper bassin man is now. Ask yourself, are you proper bassin?
They assemble at night, each one having prepared as diligently as possible the time given to them before the witching hour, the hour of reckoning, the time when they begin outdoor cartoon television. Stray Casts is on the air.
Good evening, glory, hallelujah to you. What the heck's your story and what's going through you? This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show, and I'm your host, Pat Renwick. Give it up for yourself, Bass Galaxy. It's Wednesday night, and it's time to party, if you know what I'm saying. It's that kind of party. That's right, and we're pretty happy tonight here on Stray Cast because tonight is the return of the one and only Mike Iaconelli. Give it up. Bass Galaxy newly inducted into the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame, Bassmaster Classic champion, AOY, holder of Old Blue. It's Mike Iaconelli. Coming back to Stray Cast. We're pretty stoked about that deal right there. Also, we have tonight Logan Parks coming on the show. You remember Logan's been on the show. There you go, Bass Galaxy. Yes. Logan Parks coming on. He was the $500,000 baby from that big derb a couple years back with Tuck. Remember that? And he's been fishing the opens, and now he is a Bassmaster Elite Series Angler. So congratulations on that, Logan. Talk more to you about that. And of course, congratulations to the new nine. The new nine. Fierce nine. Coming on to the Bassmaster Elite Series. Yikes. 24 is going to be wild. Hey, but back to today. And then coming on after Logan is the one and only, the return of the Dean of Bass Fishing, the Dean of the Bass Galaxy, the Dean of Bass University, the one and only Pete Gluszek. Yes, from Lemonade, New Jersey. Peter Gluszek. Yes, that's right. Amazing. Tonight, I am excited about all of this stuff. And get this, because some of our amazing advertising partners are hella excited about this whole deal right here tonight. What is going on is the Bass University is giving away a year subscription to Bass U. What? It's like $160 value. Maybe more. Learn from the best in bass fishing if you're not familiar with Bass U. Pete Gluszek's going to refresh you later. And hey, if you're a member of Bass U already, Pete said he's extending it for a year. So everybody can play. Everybody can play. All you got to do is like and share the live Facebook feed tonight. It's that simple. Like and share the live Facebook feed. Your chance to learn bassin knowledge. Priceless bassin knowledge. But that's not it. The good folks over at Abu Garcia Fishing, yes, because Mike and Logan are coming on tonight. They're giving away a brand new Revo spin reel. What do you think about those yapkas? That's right. A brand new Revo spin reel from Brad Rutherford and Abu Garcia. All you got to do, like and share the live Facebook feed. Our guy on the chat board, Rockin' Shoal Fantasy. That's right. That's Rockin' Shoal. He's out there. Give it up for him. And all you got to do is like and share. He's going to pick your name at the end of the show. Or no, on a randomizer. And then Logan is going to announce the Abu winner. And then Pete's going to announce the Abu winner the Bass U winner at the end of the show. So like and share. JR gets it in the randomizer. Boom. And there you go. Speaking of random things, you know who randomly fishes sometimes, but's really amazing? He's really amazing at it when he does. It's our very own Andrew Ellenberger. He's the reddest headest producer in Bassin. Ginge, how are you feeling?
Good. How are you?
I feel amazing. But I ask you how you're feeling because when Seth and I talked to you last week from Seth's house, you had a canary in your throat. It literally looked like you had swallowed a canary because you got hit by a hockey puck, Ginge.
Yeah, it wasn't the best idea I've had.
Yeah. And you talked like Froggy from Little Rascals.
Yeah, it's getting better now. It's somewhat down.
Dude, you sound really good. Your voice is actually better.
Yeah.
I think you can sing like an angel
I
now,
got
maybe.
a face for radio, so it didn't help.
And your voice is better. You got smacked with a hockey puck, and now you sound like Fergie and Joan Jett.
Voice of an angel.
Yes, there it is right there. Ginge, are you excited? I know that Mike Iaconelli is one of your heroes.
Cool,
and
yes.
And he hasn't been on the Stray Cast show since he's been an Elite, maybe. And did we have Mike on since he's been an Elite?
I'd have to look at the dates.
I know, but man,
it's been a minute.
one of my favorite things is you and Mike breakdancing together. I have a video.
Michael Jackson?
Yeah, Michael Jackson. It's amazing. It's one of the best videos ever of all time. And another amazing video we have is Ike After Dark. Remember that one? Yeah. I've never seen you so red.
Not for the public.
It might be someday.
Yeah, maybe. In the memoirs.
But hey, pretty cool, Ginge, that all that's going on. And what do you think about this new bunch, dude? The 9 coming in. How fierce, bro?
Them boys got their hands full.
Pretty fierce.
Some
Pretty
killers
fierce.
coming at them. That's going to be good.
No doubt about it. You ready for fall bassing?
Yeah, sure.
I am.
I know you.
Let's go fall bassing together. What do you think? Can you do it?
No.
Yeah, you can.
Maybe in March? How about
Pencil
spring?
it in. That's
Spring.
not fall anymore. But, Ginge, you know, when I think of fall bassing, I know you think of the same thing, and that's winding.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Winding and then also jigs, right? I mean, that's two things that we both love about fall fishing. When I think about winding, I'm thinking about what rod, Ginge? What rod are you winding with?
A rebound.
A rebound.
Or a mag rebound.
Or a mag rebound,
One
of
and the
course.
other.
But here's what everybody knows: the rebounds for crankbaits, right? For plugs.
For sure.
But here's the deal. Bladed jigs, like your slobber knockers, like your jackhammers, chatterbaits. The rebound is amazing for that deal. Also, Ginge, tell me I'm wrong. How's a rebound for a spinnerbait?
Amazing.
Amazing.
That's the sleeper.
It is. It really is. It pegs them.
You don't lose them. Yeah, you don't lose 'em.
I mean, testify. It's a pegger.
Yeah, under the next one. Yeah.
Ginge.
Yo.
You know what else I did when I was in Minnesota? Speaking of fall bassing, I went fall bassing with the fighter
Saw.
man. Yeah, and thanks to the whole fighter family for the accommodations there. And your engineering assistant, Dayton Fighter, did great.
Yeah.
That was
She
awesome.
kicked some ass, yeah.
But Ginge, you know what I got to see was the new facility in Omnia.
Oh, it looks huge.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it looks monster.
It's like amazing in there. Yeah. And when you walk in there, all the tackle, yikes. I felt blood flow. It was nice. It's a nice establishment. Nice. Hey, but get this, Ginge. I know they got some deal going on at Omnia. I don't know. I might have missed the boat on it. But you know the chunk trailers, the Maxcent meaty chunks?
Yeah.
Fall is for meaty chunks, and also fall is for the regular Maxcent. What's the traditional chunk? The one I've been throwing lately. What do you call that one? The classic. That's like a classic chunk. Looks like the Uncle Josh. In the Maxcent. You know what I'm talking about. The wider ones.
Yeah, it's got the points.
Yes, the John Cox one.
Yeah.
Not the rabbit ear, but the other one. Omnia's got them. Pork rolls over. If I could use pork, I would, but sticks on the hook. That's why Maxcent's the next best thing OmniaFishing.com. Check them out. And if you're in the neighborhood, just bring a school bus of people through and stop by and tell them Stray Cast sent you. Free tours for everybody in Minnesota. All right, I'm getting everything today. I am not. I got the, okay, we got this, we got that, we got this, we got that. Hey, I got to tell you something about, I talked to Darlene at Impulse Lithium today, by the way, and I was telling her an Impulse story here. And Ginge, I know you've been smashing the Impulses all year, and they just been, for when you fish, when you do fish, you beat the snot out of them. But here's something I got to tell you. I've been carrying a little extra gas in the Crestliner, Ginge. You know why? Because I got a new sneak spot, and you got to go a ways to it, and I don't want to run out of gas. You know what I mean? I usually travel light, just a couple gallons, so I can get over things and under things. But listen, so we're in this, I got another spot. I'm sneaking in the back, right? Got like 3/4 gallons of gas, 3/4 tank of gas, and Bait Shop Randy in the back. All right? I'm in literally 10 inches of water to 18 inches of water, and we're dragging. But, dude, I got to tell you, all day, we were blazing trail. I was making creek channels and stuff back there. Yeah. Impulse all day. All day. And you know when I got back, you know what I had on there on the Impulse app? I always check it. What'd you say? 82 is right. How'd you know? It really was. It really was 82. That's pretty cool that you did that. We mind melded. We mind melded right there. All right, Ginge. Last thing here, and I know we're moving on to the Whiskey Gypsy here in a second, but I'm excited about whiteriverknives.com/stray. Aren't you, Ginge? Here's, if you can see here, they sent the Jenga. Well, look at that. I did it. Mommy, wow. Hey, I got a little Jenga board full of whiteriverknives.com, and they fit in these cool little deals right here. They send them in these crates, all right? Might be vampires in here for Halloween. I don't know. But I'm going to pick one of these every week and show you the cool handcrafted knives out of Michigan, Ginge. Yeah, not far from here at all. And this one I have today is called the, this is Small Game. This knife is Small Game. I'm opening the crate here. The white. Oh, my gosh. This one's pretty B.A. Baracus. I'm not going to kid you. It's, if you can see, I'm describing it here. It's kind of like a grayish ebony type handle, custom handle in a tight sheath for those on the podcast tomorrow. A tight sheath. And, dude, look at it. If I'm going to battle, Ginge, I'm keeping this on my ankle. You know what I mean? Or if I'm going to prison, I'm keeping this in my ankle to try and sneak it in. You know what I mean? This is that kind of knife. Look at it. It's beautiful. Absolutely. whiteriverknives.com/stray. There it is. Ginge. But when you're drinking tin cup whiskey, you don't need to carry your White River knife and talk with your hands. You know what I mean? Uh-oh. Speaking of tin cup whiskey. Uh-oh. Don't you take your whiskey home. It's the Whiskey Gypsy. Luke Foley, what's going on? Where are you?
I'm at Lake of the Ozarks getting ready for the regional.
You got a regional tournament. You Durban man, you. Congratulations again on the qualification. When's the Derb start?
Starts tomorrow. I'm boat 152.
152. So you're going light on the tin cups tonight?
Well, yeah, I am.
I see you only have one.
I really want to. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to be 2 and done. Because I gotta function tomorrow.
Are you feeling good mentally though? Are you ready for this tournament tomorrow, Luke Foley?
I am. It's really tough on everybody, but I've been able to put together 5 to 6 keepers a day, kind of doing some different things. So I'm excited to get started tomorrow. I don't think it's going to take the weight that everybody originally thought. Because it's just been so hot here. I mean, it was like 74 today. It's going to be warm the next 3 days.
Yikes.
So we'll see, but I feel good about it.
Here's what I got to tell you, Foles. Just like our guest coming up says, never give up. Never give up. Don't stop trying.
Never give up. I'm wearing his shirt today.
I see that. You're all liked up.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
I am. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Foles, There's Mike. Did you hear him yelling about that already? That was amazing.
What did he say? What did he say?
I know, Ginge. What did he say? Listen.
I didn't hear him.
That's listen. Here he goes. One more time. What did he say? Hey, Foles. For those just tuning in and don't know,
Ike rules.
Yeah, Ike rules. And every week when you come on this show, Foles, what are you giving the Bass Galaxy besides goodness? What are you giving them?
The drinking word of the day.
The tin cup whiskey drinking word of the day. And when Luke Foley says a certain, or when Luke Foley gives us a word and you hear that word, you take a sip. You take a sip. It could be anything. It could be
That's right.
Yeah, it could be a cafe con leche. It could be a sweet tea, or of course a tin cup mountain whiskey. Foles, what's the word of the day today?
Well, this might be the only time I don't play along, just because I am going to play along for a bit.
Okay, but you're still calling people off of work,
tomorrow.
right? You're still calling people off work?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll call them off work. But
Good.
The word of the night is Ike.
Oh, wow. Ike.
Yeah, it's going to get said a lot.
So anytime you hear the word Ike, you take a sip. A little sippy. Okay, and drink responsibly when you do that.
Absolutely.
All right, tin cup whiskey.
Absolutely.
Now, Foles, don't forget, you can like and share tonight's Facebook feed. You got a chance to win an Abu Revo spin reel, okay? Or
it sounds awesome.
Yeah, a year subscription to Bass U, which I know Derbers love. There you go. Foles.
Absolutely. Yeah, Pete's going to be on the show too later, isn't he?
Yeah, we're excited about it. We got Mike, we got Logan Parks, and we got Pete Gluszek. So, Ike. Let's get him started.
That's 3 sips.
Foley, thank you so much to you and Tin Cup Whiskey for your contribution to the Bass Galaxy as well as Stray Casts. And you are the official brown liquor of Bassin. Thank you, bud. Good luck tomorrow in the tournament. We hope the Bass Gods smile on you.
Say a prayer for me.
Oh, we're sending it out. We're sending the vibes. Hey, Bass Galaxy, put those power poles down. Don't go anywhere. When we get back, it's the one and only Bassin legend, Mike Iaconelli.
Hi, guys.
Peace.
There's a moment when you're faced with a challenge, and just solving the problem isn't good enough, even if that means breaking the rules and shredding apart conventional ways of thinking, all in the name of creating something truly remarkable. With this much control at its command, we didn't stop with just one. We created 2 incredible trolling motors. Introducing the new Power Pole Move brushless trolling motor.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man, and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey. Mountain whiskey.
Want to know the difference between power bait and other soft plastics? Ask the fish. Berkeley scientists have. Thousands of flavors tested on thousands of fish. Natural. Man-made. Every bait that's ever hit the water. No matter the shape, size, or color, power bait is the only one that is scientifically proven. Fish bite and will not let go.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, buddy.
Realize your boat's potential with outboard performance accessories that improve the handling, speed, and economy of your boat. Find your perfect accessory from Bob's Machine.
Step up your game. It has been said that professionals are only as good as the tools they work with, and Alpha Angler has developed the ultimate set of tools for you, the competitive angler. Alpha Angler custom rods, brought to fruition by the passion of master craftsman Jake Boomer and 2017 BASS Angler of the Year Brandon Palaniuk. Alpha Angler rods are custom made in the USA, designed and engineered to be perfect. Alpha Angler utilizes a very unconventional approach to making the very best bass rods, from drop shotting to flipping. Alpha Angler's focus is on building perfectly balanced tournament-grade bass rods at an affordable price. Join the Alphalution today and purchase direct at alphaangler.com. Step up your game. alphaangler.com.
Throw farther, get some Kevin Van Dam's line and lure. You can launch it a mile. Still going. Well, better stick to fishing.
We live for this. We live for taking on the water. No matter what the water brings. We live for earning our dinner with every cast. We live for making our own adventures and coming back with a live well full of fresh stories. Water has many forms, unique to everyone who takes to it. We build to bring you there. Crestliner, forged with strength, defined by durability.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We're sorry for the delay. This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show, and we are beyond elated to bring to you right now Bassin legend, the one and only Bass Galaxy. Give it up for Michael Iaconelli. Mike,
what's up?
What's going on?
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing? Is the
Good.
question? Oh,
cheers to you tonight. Cheers.
Cheers, Mike. Yes. Are you still in celebration mode, Mike?
I'm still in shock.
I know, dude. I mean, congratulations. Mike, I know that you, the young Mike Iaconelli, looking at Mike Iaconelli today, are you right now, today's Mike Iaconelli, looking at the young Mike Iaconelli is freaking TF out. You're freaking out, dude. You're freaking out. There's crazy things happening in your life.
I am freaking out. I mean, it's just the whole thing's surreal. Because I feel like just a Scobo from Jersey is kind of what I feel like. And I am that. So to have this happen, it's so unreal. It's just amazing.
Let's put it into perspective. You have achieved the holy grail of bass fishing. I mean, you really have. Here's what it is. It's a quadfecta of proper bassin, Mike. First off, you have brought home a Bassmaster trophy. Old Blue, you've won one of those. Multiple.
Blue.
Old Blue, you've won a few of them, okay? Also, Michael, you are a BASS Angler of the Year. That's number 2, okay? Number 2. Mike, you know what else you did? You won a Bassmaster Classic. That's 3 of the deals. And then finally inducted into the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame. You did it. That's 4. That's the quadfecta of proper bassing, and you achieved it, Mike.
Wow, it's crazy. It's just like I said, it's unbelievable. I mean, to be able to be in that group with the names and the faces that are there, it's mind blowing. You know,
you look great in a blue coat, Mike. You do.
Thank you.
Yeah,
the blue jacket was great, but you know, it's pretty emotional when you look out there and you see all these people that you've watched and followed since you were a kid, and you know, now you're sort of in that group. It's just mind blowing. You know, I'll be honest, man. My career has been one of you know, like people. A lot of people like me, and a lot of people don't. So you know, to have this happen, and to have your peers say, you know, hey, regardless of whether we like you or not, we feel like you've done a good job helping with the sport. That means a lot. You know, that's a good feeling to have your peers say that. And, you know, you know this, but I've worked hard. You know, I've worked hard.
You
I'm
sure have.
hard. I mean, it's been, you know, the number, I always say the number's around 30 years because, you know, the dream for me really, really started like when it actually turned into a dream was like sophomore, junior year of college was the first time I said, I want to try this.
Nice.
So that number starts for me then, you know, it starts
the journey.
It starts in the early 90s. So it's been a pretty amazing journey, you know.
And I liked how you said, Mike, that that not everybody likes you, but a lot of people do. And there's a Hank Williams Hank 3 song. That's Hank Jr.'s boy. And it goes, not everybody likes us, but I drive some folks wild. You know what I mean? And that's you, Mike Iaconelli. You really do. We have a mutual viewer of Ike Live and Straycast. His name's Bobby Colson. And I want to tell you what he said. He sent a message to Straycast and he said, I'm an old bassin man. And I'm very excited Mike Iaconelli's coming on the show. I grew to like him. That's what he said. Bobby Colson, sorry to call you out, but he said, I grew to like him. And that fits perfect, Mike. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. And I appreciate that, Bobby. I appreciate that. And I think that's a lot of maybe my fans now as an older angler I've grown on them or I've worn on them. And, you know, the thing is, I've never changed. And you know, if you were to get my friends on the phone from my club days, they're going to say I'm the same guy. And I feel like I am. I have super high highs. I have super low lows. I love catching bass. A big one is a 2-pounder. I mean, that stuff has been the same from day one. It'll never change. And, you know, I think that over the years, you know, when it's real and when that's really you and it's the same for those 24 years, I think people can appreciate that. And so maybe I've got some fans along the way that weren't in the beginning, you know. People understand you now. I think they've grown to understand Mike Iaconelli, as maybe that's hard for you to fathom, Mike, but I think the Bass Galaxy has come to understand Mike Iaconelli. Maybe. And another part of it is just, you know, in that era where I was coming up, it was a different thing to, you know, I was a different thing, but you wouldn't bat an eye at any of that shit today. Yeah, a lot of stuff flies. You wouldn't bat an eye at any of that. Like a couple years ago, Mike, you were getting heavy fines for the F-bomb, you know, even on social media or whatever. Now things are different, Mike. Yeah, I mean, you know, Pat, your buddies Seth and all those guys, they're as different as they come. Yeah, but that's the norm now, and it's you know, Matt Robertson and you know, guys from California, and you know, none of that was around back then, or it wasn't accepted, and now it's the norm, and I love it, and that's the way a sport should be. A sport should be, you know, a diverse group of people, and because when it's a diverse group of people, more people can relate to that sport. So I love that it's diverse. It's not, you don't look at bass fishing and say, oh, it's just one thing. You see all these characters, you see all these personalities, and it's great. That's what you need to grow the sport,
Mike, I'm a bass fishing fan. I'm a freak about this sport. And I have to tell you that you are responsible for, we could never put a number on it, but an unfathomable amount of anglers that you showed it was okay to be yourself. You were the first one in bassin history. Tell me someone before that. Okay, Kevin Van Dam was maybe there, but you know what? Kevin's still kind of Alabama-ized a little, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And you were the first one that really came out swinging, giving 0 Fs, Mike. Being just you.
Yeah.
You were.
I mean, it was good. And I had to get to that point, honestly, and I've said this before, in the very, very beginning, I look back and I was guilty of trying to fit in and mimic what I saw exactly, because when you're trying to get started, that's the natural thing. That's your natural instinct, right? Is you want to fit in.
Yeah.
But, I did get to the point where I was able to let go and just be myself. And it was the single most important thing I've ever done in my career, not just for me and not just for my brand. Obviously that was super important, but to get to where I'm at now, I had to release, I had to push that button. I had to say, I can't hide this anymore. I can't hide behind something I'm not. And when I did that, that really changed my career. And honestly, Pat, it changed my life. So, I think if you're watching this, you're listening, you're aspiring to do anything to the next level, whatever sport it is, profession, if it's in fishing, man, be yourself, be honest, be yourself. People can see through it. And if you're who you are, ride that and you'll have success.
Yeah. There's no freedom if you aren't yourself. As cliche as that sounds, Mike, is just really not. There's no freedom if you're someone else.
It's a lot easier to be yourself. And the great thing about being where I'm from, the Northeast, but specifically this New Jersey, Philadelphia area is, you grow up from middle school to high school, and you learn pretty quick that you can't make everyone happy, and you learn pretty quick to deal with criticism. And that really helped me. I think my environment growing up really allowed me to be able to let go, and it allowed me to deal with all that criticism over the years. And you have to just shrug it off and keep going and be yourself. And I did that, and it worked. It worked.
Dang right, it worked. You're a Hall of Famer now, Mike.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
I can't get used to that. It's just the craziest. It doesn't even sound right. Part of it's because, in my mind, I watch I'm a fan of other sports and stuff. And
sure,
when you get inducted in the Hall of Fame, usually it means you're done. And it's your career is finalized. And I don't feel like that, man. I know I'm older, but I still feel like I got a lot to give, not just in the competitive tournament world. Like, I've had a couple not great seasons, but I want to win again, and I want to keep competing, and I want to hold a trophy. And I feel like I can do that still.
100% you can. That's why we love you.
I can do it. And the other part of it is just, like the business side of it. Like, I don't see a day coming where I stop any of this other stuff, whether it's, my podcast, or whether it's Bash Shoe or the Ike Foundation or TV or whatever it ends up being.
You do lots of stuff. You're the James Brown of Bassin.
Yeah, and I love it. And I feel like I have a lot more to give. So in that regard, it is strange being in a Hall of Fame, and still feeling like, mentally at least, I feel like I'm young still,
Yeah, you remember little Mike in the Trilene little vest? Mike?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that Mike's freaking out. He's freaking out right now.
Oh yeah, he's freaking out. Yeah, I got a really cool opportunity on Monday to go down to the Bass Nation National Championship, which is the old Bass Federation National Championship when I did it.
Oh yes.
Back in 98, 99.
Yes, sir.
And
99.
I got a chance that they invited me to come down there and speak at the banquet. It was such an amazing opportunity, but besides it all coming full circle, they had this picture of me then there, and you're right. That was that guy. That was the guy with the vest, wireframe glasses, skinny, geeky, green as hell, didn't know anything. But it was really one of those moments where it was like full circle. Like that moment brought me to this moment, and that moment was 24 years ago.
Unreal.
And it's just it gives you chills,
Unreal,
it's just,
dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Hey, let's have a in the past when you've been on the show, we've kind of gone through your history but what your YouTube series on that, the videos you do on that are amazing. So I'm going to suggest everybody go and check out your story on your channel there. So tonight, let's just have a bassin' man conversation about bassin' in life. What do you think, Mike?
Heck yeah. I like that.
Let's just kick back, and I got some questions I want to ask you. And the first part is just going to be a little bit about bassin', and the next part about life. Even though it's the same thing, they meld together for people like us. But no, we're not going to talk about forward facing. I know you're we're not doing it. Sorry if people want to turn it off now. There's not going to be a big section where we talk to Mike about forward facing. Turn us off. We don't give well, it's fine. Mike, I know you have to do it to compete, and you're embracing it. That's what the deal is. Boom. Enough said. Okay, I just spoke for you. Is that fair enough?
That's very fair.
Okay. So let's just have a candid conversation. And the first thing that I want to bring to the forefront here is some of your bassin stats. Okay?
Ooh.
Yeah, we probed the heck out of Ronnie Moore. I mean, we probed him hard, Michael. We probed him hard. Andy, when I was done probing him, Andy probed him more.
Wow, like you're talking about like when an alien abducts someone and they probe them. You probed them like that.
We probed him for bassin stats, Mike. Yeah, like an alien would. Yep, exactly.
Wow. I like the probing. Yeah.
Ronnie didn't complain either. But here's no. So
I'm sure he liked it.
Yeah,
I'm sure Ronnie liked it. Yeah.
Seemed to be a grimace on his face. Hey, Mike, you know how many bassin derbies you fished under Ray Scott's format?
Couple.
A couple. Take a guess. Take a wild guess. It's in the 200s.
269.
Whoa, I like your style. But no, it's 274, Mike Iaconelli. You're very close. 274 tournaments. You know how many times you've been in the money, Mike?
Like 10.
10. In real life talk, 190 times out of 200.
Wow.
You're a derber, Mike Iaconelli.
Man, that's okay.
Yeah, it sounds really good on paper so far. Wait, it gets better. It gets better, Mike. Okay? All right. You have weighed in 9,051 pounds of bass in your BA.
What?
9,051 pounds of bass.
Is that true?
We probed Ronnie. This is real talk, okay?
Holy smokes. Is that real?
No,
that's a real number.
May I never catch a fish again if that is not a real number. 9,051 pounds in all your years of BAS.
That seems heavy. That's more weight than swims in the entire tidal Delaware River.
Well, you caught him a couple times in each, Mike. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
And this is how much money you've won in BASS.
Okay.
Everybody likes to count pro anglers' money, Mike. It's $2,782,540.
Wow.
That's a lot of rubles. Now get this. The Ginger Ninja, he's a bassin tech wizard. And he's going to tell you how much each pound of bass is worth monetarily. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, Ginger Ninja, you ready for Ike?
Yeah, we got two stats for you, Mike.
Okay, Gingy's got two stats for you.
Per pound and then per derb.
Oh, okay.
So per pound, every fish you're catching is $307.43 per pound.
300 what, Andy?
307
$307.43 a pound. Tell Becky that every 4 pounders at like $1,200.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a lot better statistics. It's a lot better odds than the dudes on those gold mining shows.
Yes.
You know,
100%.
they work all year for a vial of gold that big.
We found one.
Yeah, they should just go bass fishing. I mean,
it's easy money, right, Mike? On paper,
$300 a pound. Come on,
it's easy. It's better than tuna. Hey, Ginge, now get this, Ginge.
Yep.
Ginge,
So out of your 274 derbs, on an average per derby, you're making $10,155.25.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Congratulations on that. That's
you.
one of our best ones. That's Hall of Famer stat. That's
Wow.
Hall of
That's
Famer
incredible.
shit right there.
That's incredible. It's so so unbelievable because the reality is it's not that easy. So when you say it like that, it sounds super easy, but I can tell you it's not easy at all. And it's just that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
amazing.
good, dude, for real. And those are honest to goodness, real life bass fishing stats. For real.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. It makes you it makes you think of all this is possible because of a fish, and I think about that a lot. I did it at the Hall of Fame, but I have to tell the story real quick because
Sure.
I think it's a pretty amazing story.
Please, Mike.
So when Becky and I built this house, we built it, I think back in 2000. Oh gosh, it was like 2007 or 8. We built this house. And one of the first things we did when we had this house built is we ended up having a housewarming party. And, we invited a lot of people and a lot of old friends. And there were a lot of old fishing club guys that we invited to come out. And we were happy, we're celebrating. This is a monumental thing in our life to build this house together. And one of my friends, Chris, came there, and everyone was bringing normal housewarming gifts.
Okay.
They were bringing, like plates and glasses and a
Potpourri.
mixer.
Yeah.
Potpourri and a
Yeah.
mixer and a candle, right? It was
Yeah.
like very normal and very appreciative of all those things. But Chris had something that was a little unusual, and he presented Becky and I with a painting.
Ooh,
And it was a painting. It was an oil on canvas. In fact,
I like it.
the paint was still wet, and it was a painting that he had painted himself the night before.
Really?
And yes, very vivid colors, really cool imagery on there. And he painted a picture of the house, and it was up on a hill. Below that was a lake with a jumping bass, and he was even able to integrate the Ike logo
Nice.
into this painting. And at the bottom of the painting, still wet to the touch, were the words, "All this from fish."
Yes.
As
Yes.
silly and ridiculous as this story is,
Yes.
it's true, man. Like, it's hard to believe that all this has happened. This world has happened because I like chasing a little green fish. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy.
It's you can't even grasp it because it's such a, and we're all just microorganisms in this whole bass galaxy, if that makes sense, Mike. It's all parts of just because of that one fish.
So wild.
Dude,
so wild, man.
Dude,
so crazy.
Zona said it on your show on Ike Live. He said, basically, when people forget that we're here because of a fish, that's when they get in trouble in this industry. And that's one of the most prophetic things I've ever heard before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, dude? That's for real.
Yeah.
That's real talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's real
It's
talk.
true.
All right, let's get to real talk. Let's mano y mano. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's remember the Geraldo Rivera interviews when we were kids. Let's pretend I'm Geraldo and you're like and you're Mick Jagger or something, okay?
Pat, you've got 16 to 20-year-olds watching right now that have no freaking idea.
But you know what? We got it, didn't we, Mike? We got it right there. So let's pretend. What can we say now? Who's an interviewer now, Mike? So for the 16-year-olds.
No, there is none.
Geraldo. There's no other.
Yeah. There is none. Yeah.
And I'm even saying his name wrong, so whatever. But hey, so let's do it, man. I want to kind of get into the psyche of Bass Fishing Hall of Fame member Mike Iaconelli at this phase of your career. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna ask you, who is Mike Iaconelli? Who is Mike Iaconelli?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like I'm in a shrink's office.
You
I should
are.
be laying
This
on
is going to
chair.
be a psychoanalytic interview from now on about bass fishing and
Yeah.
life. Yes.
Well, I mean, I'm going to answer it in a really simple way instead of a complex way.
Okay.
If I was to look in the mirror and ask myself that, I think I'd give two answers, and the one would be, I'm a father to 4 children. I'm a husband to an amazing wife. I'm a son to an amazing mom and uncle. I mean, I'm just a normal family guy in that respect. And then the other part is when I look in the mirror, dude, I am someone who absolutely loves fishing to its core. And not bass fishing, but fishing. Like, I'm wired to want to fish or think about it every single day.
You really are.
Yeah. And dude, that process of when you go out and you're trying to get your first bite and figure the puzzle out, that's why I do it. And I honestly want to do it every day. I want to pull back on something. That's why I tick, So that would be a simplistic answer for you.
I like it, and I like simplistic answers. But with that being said, Mike, I mean, is it exhausting to be Mike Iaconelli? All you're doing, you said it at the beginning of this show, I work hard, Pat. I've worked hard. And all we see you doing, I've joked with since I've known you, you're the James Brown of bass, and all you do is work. The hardest working man in bass fishing, Mike Iaconelli. But it's true. Get back, jump yourself in the hot tub at the Iaconellis.
People say go kill himself. How?
But for real, you are. Is it exhausting to be you?
Well, I that sounds strange, but no, because the reason I'm going to say that is I am 1,000%. Even when I was young, before all this started, I could never sit still. I can never sit still. Like, let me try to, if you're 14, 15 years old now and you can't sit still, they try to medicate you. Yeah. Okay. In the 70s, they didn't do none of that stuff. There was none of those, nobody was diagnosing that stuff.
I was one of those kids too, Mike. I still can't sit still.
Yeah. You were just the way you were, but I couldn't sit still. But here's the best example I can give you. I can remember, this is going to sound strange and bizarre to you, but I can remember being young, 12, 14, 15, 18, whatever it was. And if I fell asleep, like, I don't know, it was a Saturday and I wake up and I don't know, did some stuff, but then I got tired and I fell asleep. Dude, I would wake up so damn mad at myself for sleeping because I could have been doing this.
You missed it. I mean? Yeah, I know. I get it. That's the fear of missing.
Yeah, like that was when I was young, but I actually feel like that now. And I married someone that is exactly like that. And then we feed off each other.
I like it.
So, yeah. So, honestly, my mom and uncle bust my balls all the time about, just never slowing down. But honestly, I don't know what I would do if I didn't try to do something. I try to maximize my time. And here's the thing, Pat, life's short, like I think of Aaron a lot.
Yeah, bud.
I think Aaron a lot.
Every day I do.
Yeah. And, when you think about that, that's life, bro. You never know when something like that's going to happen. You never know when it's your time. So
I hear you.
Man, I want to do as much as I can every single day. And and then let the chips fall where they're going to fall,
I like that you said that too, Mike. And I don't mean to, what I'm about to say, I don't mean it to sound morbid in any way, but I'm really happy that you got inducted into the Hall of Fame and you're able to enjoy it. It's like, I don't know how else to put it. How it happened in Aaron's life. I really wish he would have got in earlier. It's nobody's fault or anything like that. I'm not implying it. I'm just saying I really wish he would have got to enjoy that here on this ground.
Yeah, I agree. And one of the last times we had Aaron on the show, I brought up the fact of this amazing impact that he's had on the sport. And he was the most humble guy, ever. Like, he would never talk about himself in third person. He would never put himself on a pedestal. He was the most normal guy you'd ever meet in your life. But in that interview, I got a sense that he knew he had an impact on people, and he knew he changed things. And that was great that he got to a point where he realized he had an impact on people. And it was far further reach than what I think he has known, what he knew, but he did understand that. And that's an awesome thing. I'm so glad he knew that,
Yeah, bud. Do you understand that you have a tremendous impact on so many people, Mike? With that being said, do you understand that about you?
I mean, yes and no. The stories, when it really hits me is when you hear the stories, and that to me is better than, I'm in the office here. It's better than these trophies that are sitting here and all that stuff. When you're at an event, you're at a show, or you're working the classic and not fishing it, or, I'm at this banquet on Monday and somebody comes up to you and gives you a story of their life being changed, or their kids, or their father who's passed away, that he saw this and it made his day, like those stories. That's very impactful. And I don't take that for granted at all, man, to know that I've changed someone's life, or have, had an impact on someone's life for that moment in time. Dude, that's special. I mean, no matter how you put it, that's a special thing. And I don't take that for granted. I'm very, very lucky, very, very blessed to be able to have an impact on people like that.
Yeah. One of the coolest observations I ever made about you, Mike, and working with you at places, and you have a line of people that come that want to talk to you and get an autograph or picture, whatever. And no matter what that line is, you wait until every person is gone. Whether you have another speaking engagement, whether you got to catch a plane, it doesn't matter. Every single person, and I commended you on that. And you said to me, it's like, Pat, I'm going to do it because someday there might not be a line.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that makes so much sense, Mike. I get it.
Yeah, there might not be a line. And the other part of it is, there's two things. The one is, you mentioned it, you're a fan of the sport. I'm a fan. Dude, I'm the biggest fan of the sport there is, just like you. Have old wars and old magazines and watch the videos, got VHS tapes. Like, I'm a fan. I'm a freaking fan. But when I was in that stage, and I like to call that stage out when you're 12 to 18 years old, man, you're a sponge. You're very impressionable.
You're pretending to be Rick Clunn, you know what I mean? You're
you're sucking up everything you see and watch from afar. You're sucking that up. And I remember, watching TV, but I specifically remember going to shows and, a Bass University class I attended, and watching Guido. It's one of the best stories I have. Watching Guido sit there till the end. Like, he just delivered seminars for 2 days. He's tired. He's under contract. I didn't even know that at this time. He's under contract to just do his seminars. He's not getting paid a lot of money. Dude, he sat there till every dude that wanted to talk to him came by and talked to him. This is in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Awesome.
This is a This is a bunch of freaking Northerners. But, seeing stuff like that really, it had an impression on me. And if someone is going out of their way, if someone is taking time out of their day to see you or talk to you or shake your hand or get it, whatever that is, you take that time to answer that call. And that's way beyond common courtesy. That's what you have to do.
And Mike, I've seen your peers not do it. You have too.
Yes. And listen, I totally get that. I get it because listen, I've had some bad days. I've had some terrible days, even just in the last few years, man. My fishing's not been great. I've had some days I come off the water and dude, I'd love to break every single effing rod in the boat if I could get rid of this horrible feeling I have. But I can't imagine not spending that time with people that are coming out of their way to see you.
No matter what.
I can't imagine not taking that time to answer that call,
Because you remember. It's like, how they say people grow stronger from pain because they don't forget the pain, Mike?
Yeah.
It's the same way with you, but this isn't a pain. You remember little Mike Iaconelli in the Trilene jacket at the Poconos. I mean, that's what you remember that, and you look at every kid in that line that way, and we love that about you. We love that about you. Are you an artist, Mike Iaconelli? Are you an artist of your craft?
I think so. I've had this argument before with people. A lot of times at a bar, at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah, I like it.
Intoxicated. So that argument doesn't really go places. But I have had this argument with people before, and I think any profession or any sport is an art and can be an art. And I really do believe that fishing is an art. So, when you look at some of the best anglers in the world right now, they're artists and they are. And you ever hardly see two people engage in their craft exactly the same. And because of that uniqueness, it 100% is an art, and the whole process too, from, the preparation to the casting, to the retrieve, to the landing of the fish, it's all part of that art process. And it's amazing. So yeah, I think anglers are artists. Yes.
Yeah. And especially creative anglers. Does that make sense? Yeah. I think y'all some anglers are not creative. Some anglers are very unidirectional, but some anglers are creative.
They are.
And that, that allows the artistic nature to come out, not only, on the water, but off the water. And and people enjoy that. The growing of the bass fishing brand. You know what I mean? Yeah. The Ike brand, the Kevin Van Dam brand, the Onum brand, the Fighter brand. You know what I mean? But think about it, man. Like, you were one of the guys that brought branding to Bassin.
Yeah. That was, that I'm trying to think of the right word for it, but maybe not luck, but being in the sport, having that come up. Everyone has a come up, and having my come up at a time when there was very unique time in the sport, the ESPN era.
Oh yeah.
Whether it was luck or whatever, but I owe a lot to that, to coming up in that era, because we were getting thrown the most unique opportunities and exposure that the sport has ever seen. And, to be involved in it and to have my career at a high period during when all that was happening, man, I owe the, Bass and FLW, all those leagues and the media and that time frame. I owe a lot of my success to being involved in it in that time frame. Now, getting that 4-year degree at Rowan having a little background with marketing and PR and branding and understand having the basic building blocks of that, it helped me because I was aware of what was going on around me. And I was able to take these opportunities and spin them to my benefit. Right.
Yeah.
And so, man, I'm so thankful that I had the awareness to be able to do that. But, you know, had I come up 5 years earlier or 10 years later, I don't think it would be the same. I was very, very fortunate, Pat, to be involved. My come up was in that era.
Yeah, for sure. Right place, right time. But help me out as a fan of the sport, Mike. Do you know another angler that started branding before you to the extent that you did? I mean, I know it might be hard to look at yourself from outside the box, but you're a fan of the sport as well. Are you the first guy? I think you are.
I don't think I'm the first guy. I think from the very beginning, I think from the first bass event, you know,